Let me ask you something. Why would a woman give up everything the world calls freedom, the attention, the validation, the spotlight, and instead choose discipline, struggle, and surrender? Why? Because what the world calls freedom is actually a cage. And the moment you see that, you can't unsee it. You ever sit back and ask yourself why so many people, especially women, are making a choice that looks insane from the outside but feels undeniable from the inside? Like why someone would walk away from everything familiar, everything comfortable, everything they've been told is freedom, and instead choose something that demands discipline, modesty, obedience, structure, boundaries, responsibility. Why? Why would anyone trade the illusion of freedom for the weight of rules? Why would they choose a path that doesn't make sense to the majority? It's because deep down, all of us are starving for truth, not comfort, not trends, not likes or followers or validation. Truth, that thing you can't fake, that thing you can't Photoshop, that thing you can't negotiate with. Truth is the one thing you can't bend, and in a world that keeps trying to bend reality to fit desires, more and more people are realizing they're done playing that game, especially women. Think about it. A lot of people grow up being told, do whatever you want, be whoever you want, don't let anyone tell you what to do. And on the surface that sounds like freedom, right? But underneath it's a trap, because if there are no rules, no anchors, no standards, then life becomes chaos, and chaos destroys the soul. You think you're free when you're living without boundaries, but what you actually are is lost. You think you're liberated when you get to chase every craving. But what you actually are is enslaved not to God, not to discipline, but to your impulses. And impulses make a terrible master. Here's the paradox. Rules can make you free. Boundaries can make you strong. Obedience can build your spirit, and the reason why so many women are choosing Islam is because they're done being lied to. They're done being told they're only valuable if they're desirable. They're done being told that their worth is based on how much skin they show, how much attention they can grab, how much they can perform for a culture that's addicted to consuming them. They're realizing, wait a second, I don't want to be consumed. I want to be protected. I don't want to be another product. I want to be sacred. Now, this is not about weakness. People think submission is weakness. They're wrong. Submission to God is strength, because you're not bowing down to another human. You're not giving in to your own whims. You're choosing to anchor yourself to something bigger than you. You're saying, my life is not a random accident. My body is not a billboard. My soul is not for sale. That's power. That's clarity. That's freedom. But let's get raw here. Choosing this path is not easy. It's not supposed to be. You're gonna face judgment, hate, misunderstanding, even from your own family. You're gonna get called brainwashed. You're gonna get laughed at. People are gonna whisper behind your back, and yet women still choose it. Why? Because once you taste truth, you can't untaste it. Once you see through the illusion, you can't unsee it. Once you experience the weight of purpose, you can't go back to being weightless. And let me tell you something. Struggle is not the enemy. Pain is not the enemy. Discipline is not the enemy. The real enemy is numbness. The real enemy is distraction. The real enemy is wasting your life scrolling through other people's lives, thinking you're living, when really you're just drifting. You know what takes more courage than showing your body to the world, covering it. You know what takes more courage than chasing every desire, saying no to yourself. You know what takes more courage than being liked by strangers, being respected by yourself. That's why it resonates. That's why it's spreading. Because people are tired of fake empowerment. They want real empowerment. And real empowerment is not I can do whatever I want. Real empowerment is I can control myself. I can discipline myself. I can hold myself accountable. I can choose the harder road, and I can win. Now imagine this. You're a woman walking through a world that's constantly screaming at you. Billboards, commercials, influencers, music, movies all telling you the same thing. You're not enough unless you're selling yourself. You're not enough unless you're half naked. You're not enough unless you're loud, aggressive, desirable. And you start to feel this emptiness like, is this really all I am? Is this really freedom, or is this just another cage painted in gold? And then you encounter a way of life that says, you are enough because you are a servant of God. You are enough because you're more than your body. You are enough because your soul has weight. Do you know how healing that feels? It's like oxygen for someone who's been drowning, but let's not sugarcoat it. This path demands sacrifice. It demands that you walk away from the party, from the spotlight, from the crowd that claps for you one day and forgets you the next. It demands that you fight yourself every single day. It demands that you wake up when you don't want to, that you pray when you're tired, that you cover when you'd rather be noticed, that you bite your tongue when you'd rather scream. And here's the crazy part. That's exactly why it works. That's exactly why people feel alive when they choose it. Because life without struggle is not life. It's slow death. And this isn't just for women. This is for everyone. The principle is universal. Stop running from discipline. Stop running from pain. Stop running from accountability. Because the very things you run from are the things that make you strong. That's the secret nobody wants to admit. You want confidence, earn it. You want peace, fight for it. You want freedom, submit to something greater than yourself. And listen, every distraction you chase, every pleasure you indulge, every easy road you take, it all comes with a price. You can't escape the bill. The hangover comes, the regret comes, the emptiness comes. But when you choose discipline, when you choose structure, when you choose faith, the price is upfront. You pay in sweat, in patience, in sacrifice. But the reward is lasting. The reward is real. The reward is freedom. I'll tell you this. People are not choosing Islam because it's fashionable. They're not choosing it because it's easy. They're choosing it because it's true, and when something is true, it cuts through all the noise. You can't cancel it. You can't silence it. You can't distort it. You can try, but truth doesn't care. Truth doesn't flinch. It just sits there, unchanging, waiting for you to stop lying to yourself long enough to notice it. And here's where it gets deep, because the world is not short on distractions. The world is not short on temptations. The world is not short on ways to keep you numb. Every notification, every ad, every trend is designed to keep you asleep. And yet, people are waking up. People are looking around saying, I don't want to die like this. I don't want to live my life as a consumer, as a puppet, as a slave to my urges. I want meaning. I want truth. I want God. That's the answer. That's why so many women are choosing Islam, because in a world that offers them everything but meaning, Islam offers meaning first. In a world that tells them to show everything, Islam tells them to cover what's sacred. In a world that tells them to follow every craving, Islam tells them to master themselves. In a world that tells them they're free when they're chained to desire, Islam tells them they're free when they're chained to God. And if you're listening right now and you feel that tug in your chest, that whisper that says, there had to be more, don't ignore it. That's your soul talking. That's the part of you that doesn't care about trends or status or approval. That's the part of you that knows what's real. You can numb it, you can drown it, you can distract yourself for a while, but it never dies. And the day you decide to listen to it, your life will never be the same. So here's my challenge to you. Stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending you're fulfilled when you're not. Stop telling yourself you're free when you know you're chained. Stop running from discipline, from accountability, from faith. Lean into it. Try it. Test it. Live it. Because if you do, you might just find what everyone's secretly searching for. Peace. Not the fake peace of numbness. Real peace. The kind that holds even in the middle of chaos. And maybe, just maybe, you'll understand why people are willing to give up everything the world calls freedom to find the only freedom that matters. So ask yourself, are you going to keep drifting, or are you going to wake up? Are you going to keep being a product, or are you going to be a person? Are you going to keep chasing empty desires, or are you going to master yourself? The choice is yours. Always has been, always will be. Choose truth, choose discipline, choose meaning, choose God. And don't get it twisted, this isn't some overnight fix. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly become whole. It's a war. Every single day it's a war between who you are and who you could be, between the easy voice in your head that says, take the shortcut, chase the craving, numb the pain, and the deeper voice, the soul voice that says, stand up, fight back. Do what's right. That's the war, and every day you pick a side. And here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Most people are losing that war. They look strong on the outside, they look confident on social media, but inside they're losing. They're tired, they're empty, because you can't lie to yourself forever. You can't cheat your soul, you can distract it, but you can't defeat it. So why do women keep walking into a life of faith that demands so much from them? Because they're tired of losing. They're tired of being told that their worth comes from something temporary. They're tired of a system that applauds their body but ignores their soul. They're tired of being trophies when they were born to be warriors. They're choosing something that looks hard because they know it makes them unbreakable. Think about the weight of that. Choosing a path that strips away all the fake validation, all the applause, all the surface-level compliments, and says, "Here's the truth. Can you handle it?" And they say yes. That's courage. That's what real strength looks like. But let me challenge you, where's your courage? Where's your line in the sand? You can't keep living in half-truths. You can't keep pretending you're at peace when you're not. At some point, you've got to stop playing games with yourself. At some point, you've got to decide whether you're going to be another echo of the culture or a voice that stands above it. At some point, you've got to choose. Will you live small or will you live real? And here's the thing, you already know the answer. You've always known. That's why you're restless. That's why you feel that pull. That's why no matter how much you chase, you still feel like something's missing. It's not an accident. It's not depression. It's not bad luck. It's your soul calling you out. So what are you gonna do? Keep running. Keep numbing yourself with distractions, food, drinks, attention, empty relationships. Or are you gonna stop? Are you gonna face it? Are you going to admit to yourself that the path of discipline, the path of truth, the path of God, is the only path that actually leads anywhere? Because let me tell you, you can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie in the mirror. You can't lie at 3 a.m. when it's just you and your thoughts. You can't lie on your deathbed when time runs out. And that's the thing, time is running out. Every second, every day, it's slipping. You don't get it back. And the only question that matters is, what are you doing with it? Look, you're stronger than you think, you're braver than you think, you're capable of more than you've been showing, but you're not gonna find it in comfort, you're not gonna find it in validation, you're not gonna find it in the noise, you'll only find it in the fire, in the discipline, in the surrender. That's why people choose this path, because it burns away the lies, it burns away the weakness, it burns away the illusions, and what's left is real. What's left is unshakable. What's left is you at your highest level. So I'll leave you with this. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Stop waiting for the crowd to approve. Stop waiting until you feel ready. You're never gonna feel ready. You just have to move. You just have to step into the fire. You just have to say, enough. I'm done being weak. I'm done being distracted. I'm done being lied to. From now on, I'm living for truth. From now on, I'm living with discipline. From now on, I'm living with God. Say it, leave it, own it, because that's the only way you're going to taste the freedom that everybody else is too afraid to chase. So wake up, stand tall, cover what's sacred, guard your soul, master your mind, surrender to something higher, and watch how everything changes. Watch how the world can't touch you anymore. Watch how peace floods you even when life is chaos. That's the power, that's the reason, that's the truth. Now the question is, will you choose it or will you keep running? So here it is. Life is short. Your breath is borrowed. Your time is slipping through your hands faster than you realize. And every day you either choose truth or you choose distraction. Every day you either get stronger or you get weaker. Every day you're either building your soul or you're selling it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a liar. Tomorrow is the word your fear uses to keep you stuck. The only day you've ever had is today, right now, this second. So if you hear me, if your chest is tight, if your heart is pounding, that's not by accident. That's your wake-up call. That's your soul begging you to move. So move, stand up, draw the line, break the chain, say no to the lies, say yes to discipline, say yes to faith, say yes to God, and don't just whisper it, live it, walk it, embody it. Let the world see a version of you that can't be bought, can't be broken, can't be silenced, because that's what this is about. Not comfort, not applause. Not fitting in, it's about truth, it's about freedom, it's about living a life that actually matters. So the next step is yours. Choose it, live it, be it, and don't look back.